It's Buck Levasseur Discovering, Monday nights at 7, 6 Central, right here on TV6. Someplace special.
Hey!
I believe it's spelled WELCOME. TOTHEAPPYBIRTHDAYPODCA.
Whoa. No HRT talk on this podcast.
Okay, fine. We're doing CRTHBDs
There we
with
go.
my man Dan November 10th. That's me here in the hot seat with who am I sitting on the couch next to?
I'm Jackie, October 12th.
And our newly christened producer Paul, now going by
Professor.
Professor Paul,
Professor
because
Paul,
we've
thank you very
decided
much. Congrats
just-
on your doctorate.
yeah,
And I don't
Your professorate.
you doctor it up.
Well, I will be producing this episode.
You produce a little
which
bit
will
still.
be
Can I get one of those
A lot.
foams?
no. I only have
All
one,
right.
and I wanted it for me.
I'm just going to browse Amazon while we do this.
What's on your Amazon wish list?
Oh, God.
What's on your Amazon watch list?
Let's look at my wish list.
And can people find this on your OnlyFans?
Oops.
We're not making jokes about OnlyFans. We like people that do that stuff.
I do not have
but
an
you should also just
OnlyFans.
post things for free that people can
This
look
is
at.
my shopping
You
list.
don't have to pay for it usually.
Notebook.
Jackie has, what is this, a
neck
DVD of Baby
massager.
Geniuses. Oh, yeah, a neck massager.
Podcasting
Okay.
mic clip.
Oh, you
couch
should get a
cover.
mic clip.
Do you really have a vibrator on there?
Yeah, she does.
That's funny.
It's a hysterectomy
It's
machine.
for taking your guts
There's
off.
a bottle of water. There's some spooky stuff. There's some Halloween costumes. One of them is culturally insensitive. I don't think you should get that one.
Most of them are.
And then there's some stuff that's on West Elm.
Oh, I want that.
She's got some sort of lip thing.
Oh, that's for my rabbit. I want
And,
that.
you know, I know that people that like podcasts would like to watch someone look over the shoulder of someone else on their computer on their Amazon wish list.
Good
But
stuff.
let's get an idea what that sounds like. I'm only kidding. But I'm
Oh,
serious
I do
when I
want
tell
this,
you
though.
But I'm serious when I tell you that we're here on camera.
Camera
And
one,
we are
camera two, camera three.
doing the Happy Birthday podcast. We don't usually do this in person because we actually live very far apart. Jackie and Paul live maybe about 15, 20 miles
About 45 minutes.
apart.
Yep.
Yeah.
I live about 4 hours away by jet plane.
Or pack. Jetpack.
When I flew here, I was listening to the announcements they do, you know, where they're like, please don't use restroom. Please play games on your phone. And yeah, they point, they're
Yeah.
like, this is the left side, this is the right side.
Yeah.
And they say what type of plane it is. Like, thank you for getting on this Cessna 737. I'm like, I don't care what type of plane the plane is.
You kind of dropped that easily, though. Like,
Well, they
the
told
Cessna
me. I
737.
don't know if it's this.
Oh, you got juice on you. I saw that. What was that?
The pocket lint in my vape.
I love when that happens.
It came right into my mouth, man.
That's what she said. And welcome to the Happy Birthday podcast. I'm Jackie, October 12th. Darren, can you guess whose fucking birthday is today? Let me go
Dude,
first.
I was at this
Let
party
me
the other
go
night.
first.
We did ketamine, we did heavies, we did special K. But then this guy was like, "Dude, do you squirt?" And I was like, "My girl Jackie, not my girl. I mean, you're not my girl, dude, but like you're my podcast girl."
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, you squirt?
Like
You fart? Or you out of your rump?
a fart.
Yeah.
I like ruby red grapefruit squirt
Yep.
and OG squirt.
Yeah. Because everything's so fucked up, dude. Like, because like these days, like, fucking Tinder bios and stuff like that, right? And it's like
I
you
don't
never
know.
know. Someone's gonna come into your bedroom and see your squirt or your squirt gun and be like, "You fucking squirt." We guess which celebrities have a birthday today on this podcast. We've been doing it for a long time now. We've been getting complaints.
What did you call the pasty shop about? Did you talk to that boy or?
I didn't talk to anybody good.
No, and then
I will be
I
making
had to
some phone
mouth
calls.
to him that
They can hear me.
they can hear you
through the wall.
verbatim. I mean, I hear like their quietest conversations while I'm working.
That's fun.
They're gonna hear Jack.
It's really fun
squirt.
because it's usually about what you and Kristen talk about. It's just Ishpeming drama.
Yeah.
Usually we do this over Zoom, and
Yes.
Zoom is cool. We've all gotten used to Zoom over
Zoom
the.
is cool. Shout out Zoom. You are cool.
You're all cool for using it, but I think you and I sitting on a couch together, we can use telepathy.
Okay.
I was right the first time. Telepathy.
I gotta close my eyes.
To I am thinking about. I had a hard time remembering
Am I
which
guessing
Jolly
or are
Good
you
Fellow.
guessing?
Oh, you're guessing.
Okay.
Jackie Lambert. Who has a famous birthday today?
I'm gonna say George Jefferson.
The character on the
Ye-
television show The Jeffersons,
Yeah, moving on up to
Moving
the
on
sky.
but not the actor who played him, Sherman Helmsley.
Correct.
Okay.
This is never easy for me to say, Jackie. Actually, let me open my laptop. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly.
Dan Pasco, it says. He's entering his
Oh, okay.
password. Looks like entering it wrong.
Oh, I looked it up.
Oh my God, you'll never guess when George Jefferson was born. July 30th.
You are kind of. That's some birthday serendipity,
That's really
though.
close.
That's pretty close. No, we're not doing the birthday episode of the Jeffersons, but I do like that. Moving on up.
It's
With
season
the
6,
guy.
episode 19, the Jeffersons episode, George's birthday.
Can you?
Do you want to recap?
Yeah, please.
Sure.
We're doing a deep dive into
This
Jefferson's
is
lore.
season 6, episode 19. It's George's 50th birthday, and he thinks that none of his friends want to celebrate with him.
He didn't really
Can
have.
you guess what's going to happen?
He's right.
However, Louise have secretly invited all of his friends to he apartment building for a surprise party. This is on imdb.com.
You can't argue with that, but I will argue that I did see the show The Jeffersons quite a bit. I don't remember him having a lot of friends. He was a very unpleasant man who kept to himself.
Yeah.
And I really liked watching this sitcom from the 70s about, I don't know, kind of black issues. Is that fair to say?
Blackish.
It's and then, but I was like a little 9-year-old boy. Jackie, speaking of which, this is a retired Supreme Court justice who, when he retired very recently, opened the pathway to one of the most historic Supreme Court justices to recently be inaugurated. Who am I talking about, Jackie?
Kavanaugh.
But, no, this guy retired, and I don't think, Professor Paul, in your infinite I don't like saying infinite wisdom. That's a hacky phrase. How do I say that better?
Finite wisdom.
Your finite wisdom. Will Jackie know the name of this Supreme Court
No.
justice?
0% chance.
When did he retire?
2022?
It's not Ruth Gator Bing Bong,
No.
so I don't think you're going to know who it
And
is.
I don't
I
think-
love her.
I know.
What was it? Top 5 Ruth moments. Ruthless.
When she got sick. And then she
Tell me
did
this for the first time.
and then she didn't retire before she got sick, so then she died, and then that made Donald Trump the
Epic
president.
fucking boss.
And then
Yeah.
COVID happened,
Yep.
and now we can't have abortions.
Yep.
So thank you, Ruth Gator Binsberg,
Yep.
because I am pregnant now and I have a bunch of kids in my belly.
She's,
I can't flush them.
I could smell it on you.
I keep
Yeah.
getting more pregnant, like it's
That
like
happens,
a
a
new baby
multiplying
every
pregnancy.
day.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't
Well,
tell me that.
because the babies themselves, they get together and, they
And
hook
they
up
have
and they
babies,
make new
have
babies. Yeah. Well, that's why you want to avoid having twins, folks. But this is not a twin. This is a Supreme Court justice. Can I find some information about him?
I bet I know him.
Oh, wait. He was nominated by Bill Clinton. Now, I don't want to joke about Clinton. I don't want to end up on the Clinton body count.
Saxophone, cheeseburger.
Right.
I know. I know
Oh.
presidents.
I know you, dude.
Oh,
It
you
makes
know?
me so happy.
Do you have that list handy?
You bring the list?
I
forgot
want to
it.
say
We were together the other day. We were both talking about how we thought it was so cool that you had the list.
Jackie has a printed list of every president of the United States
Well, I
of
like
America.
to know current events, and this is probably the birthday of Justice Sklar. What was it?
He was preceded by Harry Blackmun.
Oh, smooth white woman.
And he was
That
born
was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, I know. Not now, though.
No,
Hey.
I got mumps, bumps, and
Prickly
lumps.
white woman.
Yeah, I'm in heat.
Not in a good way.
Not in the
You
good
make
way.
the same sounds, though. That is cool that animals do that. They're like, I got a cub.
You know, I used to know a cat that I thought was a boy, and then my friend came over and he was like, "Your cat's in heat," and I was like, "He's a boy." It turns out Zach
In
was a
the
girl.
case of Eldred versus Ashcroft, decided on January 15th, 2003, Blank and Justice John Paul Stevens, shout out, filed separate dissenting opinions in his 28-page dissent. Blank argued that the 20-year retroactive extension of existing copyright granted by the Copyright Term Extension Act amounted effectively to a grant of perpetual copyright that violated the copyright clause of the Constitution, read in light of the First Amendment. He argued that the extension...
If I was a justice, I would dissent constantly. I'd be like, I
Well,
dissent.
you're a bit of a contrarian.
I dissent.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
dissent.
yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Have you been taking improv lessons? Because I was thinking we need to get a little better at our improv comedy because that's
Okay.
the ultimate goal of this Celebrity Birthday Guest podcast is get into
Yes.
some
And-
sketch comedy improv. So let's try that right now.
Is it Herman?
Wait, let's do
Justice Herman
Let's do a short improv sketch. Okay?
Melville. Brandy
play-
Melville's
I'll play.
dad.
I'm sorry, I wasn't on the mic. We'll do a short improv sketch before we do the guessing. I'll play the guy. You play the girl.
Okay.
And Paul's the wild man.
You guys are gonna do it?
On my lap.
No.
Duet.
Here we go. Here we go.
It's a duet.
Okay.
And scene. Oh, I just love this couch.
No, it's a pretty nice couch.
I bought it off a guy on eBay. I met him on eBay.
You met him on eBay?
Yeah, he wasn't selling the couch on eBay. He was selling some other stuff, and I messaged him because he was selling like sports memorabilia, stuff like that,
Star
footballs
Wars.
and cups.
Yeah.
And we just got to talking, and I went over to his house. I had to fly halfway across the country to go to his house. It spent thousands of dollars, but it was a good friend of mine.
Did you get the couch flown back then? Piece by piece? It looks like it hasn't been cut in half or anything.
Don't know how to end this scene because it
This
doesn't
is
make any
fun.
sense.
It's fun.
I'm not in character
This
anymore.
is
I'm not-
fun.
Can I be the narrator?
yeah, yeah.
And then they
then they
began
kiss.
having sex.
And I'm going to guess it's the birthday of Justice Charles
He,
Fillmore.
you're close. That is. I don't like sitting like this.
Is it
It's
Charles?
undignified. No.
Oh.
It is the
Yeah,
first.
sound like a man.
That's how you sit on podcasts. You go like,
You dip.
I've been.
I
did-
lay.
The first, I fucking bombed doing comedy, dude. When I first started, I fucking bombed. I played at there was this place, Chinese Joe's on 67th Revenue Avenue, and dude, I would play to like 2 people. I would fucking bomb, dude.
67th Avenue, Revenue Avenue.
You remember it, right?
Yeah.
I
I
think
used,
I've
to,
been
I
there.
used to live around there.
Yeah.
No, the Revenue District. I was driving down Commerce Drive in Marquette. I was like, "That's where all the business is done." No, but I fucking sell out arenas now. I buy all the
Doing-
tickets myself.
Oh, you do the
I do a Sound of Freedom
Sound of
comedy.
Freedom
I'm
thing.
like, who wants to stop child trafficking? They shouldn't be driving in the first place.
Nice.
And his first name is the same first name as the scariest guy in books. I actually mentioned his name earlier when we were recording the segment that's
Scariest
gonna.
guy in books. Like,
Raoul Stein.
is Arl Stein?
Raoul Stein.
No, it's not. More adult scary. I don't mean adult.
Oh,
I mean like
Stefan Kang.
yes. And this guy's a king in his own way, but his last name I think is also a type of ice cream brand.
Stephen Gilbert.
Oh, but
Stephen
but
Deans.
I want to say shout out
Stephen Cold.
to a true institution in
Curry,
Marquette, Michigan,
Cold Stone.
Gilbert Dairy. Yesterday, me and Paul went there after we. Oh, you're gonna be so jealous because we went to Hudson's, we went to thrift stores, we went to. We tried to go to Frosty Treats, another Marquette institution, closed.
Closed?
On a Saturday
On a
afternoon
Saturday?
in August.
There were people in there, but
Nobody
the
wants to
sign
work.
was off.
Yeah, we started walking
Nobody wants
up.
to turn the sign on anymore.
Was it nighttime?
It's 1 p.m. It's
What
nighttime
the
in
hell?
Australia.
No,
They
like-
were open.
Well, his sign was off.
Well, they were open.
No.
What do you want me to do? You want me to go bang on the glass?
I was about to get out of the car to check. You're like, no, they're closed. They're closed.
They're
You-
fucking.
They
They
looked
had
closed.
neon signs. All of them were off.
Maybe the signs were off.
I went to Gilbert.
God damn it.
And his last name is like, okay. Let's say this. Call him right now.
Say it.
Do they have a phone number? at
Say
Frosty
it.
Treats?
Don't bother them. I
Just-
will leave.
Say what?
Say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Yeah,
Dan's
what?
acting really
didn't
crazy.
get it. Let's
I'm
just-
feeling so lazy.
Jackie, are you prepared to just take the L?
No, keep giving me clues. What's his
I was
last
talking
name?
about eBay earlier.
Okay.
You can either be a seller or a.
Buyer.
No, stink that up a little bit. That word. Act like you're.
Yeah,
act like you're.
buyer.
Act like you're him trying to be funny.
Burr.
Happy birthday.
Steven Burr.
Yes.
Stephen Breyer.
Stephen Breyer.
I've never heard of him. Breyer's like an ice cream brand.
That's what.
Cold
It's
cream.
cold cream. Doctor said you should take some cold cream. I was like, yes, please.
Yeah, Breyer.
Waffle
please.
cone or regular.
So he did Congress. He did
did,
the
yeah,
House of
yeah,
Representatives. He did the
Supreme Court.
Court.
And yeah, not really the biggest name in the court. Like sometimes you have people on the Supreme Court, like Ruth Bader Ginsburg is the Michael Jordan or LeBron James is the Supreme Court. Stephen Breyer is more like probably a basketball player I don't know the name of because I don't know that many basketball players, but someone who's just like a solid guy who's just like, yeah, I don't really care about anything, right?
Yeah.
But Jackie. I know, boring, right? I want to liven it up a little bit. Can you see that we're not really going to celebrate the life of Stephen
Garcia.
Breyer? Because Stephen Breyer,
Oh.
I'm sorry, you retired. You shouldn't have done that because now
Canceled.
Joe Biden got a pick on that court, and you fucked that up because he shouldn't have got a pick on that court because he shouldn't have been president in the first place.
Yeah.
No, I might
I
have.
know how that whole system works too.
Yeah, we vote. Every year there's an election for Supreme Court justices. We get to fill out a bracket. It's a bracket as well. You both guess who
Called
you think
November Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should call the election November Madness.
That's what it
Place
feels
your
like
bets.
these days.
Can
am I
you do
right?
sports betting
Clown
on
show.
politics yet? Because that's
You can, yeah.
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 Yeah, you can bet on politics. I think you can do it through.
WhiteHouse.com.
Yes.
That's cool. That's cool. That's a new feature.
Yeah, listeners, look up whitehouse.com.
Don't.
Not
Do
when your
not-
mom's in the room.
At the
Do
work,
not-
not on the work
Not
Wi-Fi.
on the work Wi-Fi.
I'll do a
and I-
hotspot if you know what I mean.
Yep. And you're gonna want to have your penis drawn because it's gonna get hard.
We're gonna put a penis up here, drawing of a penis that I'm doing right
Wow, where'd you get that picture? Jackie.
Do some hairs and some stuff coming out. I
Man
don't know.
came in the
some
room with his
stuff
penis
comes
drawn.
out. That like drips.
Drawn and ready. It was locked and loaded. Oh, sorry, the safety's off on my penis. Careful.
Loaded.
I understand people have a right to have a penis, but an assault penis?
I mean, truly.
The founding fathers never knew. This was in the day where
Not what they
you had
intended
to wait
when
to,
they came up with the
yeah.
idea for OnlyFans.
When you shot your load, you had to fucking reload. Anyway,
Anyway,
let's talk about squirting.
tell me about Justice.
I'm going to tell you
Stephen
about
Rawr.
not Justin Stephen
Just
Breyer,
Breyer.
but I will
Justin.
tell you. Oh, Justin. Shout out Justin.
Shout out, Justin. We hope you're doing all right.
Yeah, there's a kid who's involved in the podcast named Justin who's really sick. And he's got a sweet, sweet voice. He's gentle as a
His
morning
dad
snow.
said he could come on, but he's not well enough to
No.
come on today.
Dude, you gotta hear. I just played this for Dan, but the audiobook I'm listening to right now is Operation Paperclip, and it's by this woman Annie Jacobson, and she does the voiceover for the book.
Excuse you.
She's
And-
also Justin.
They worked with me during the war, Sheber explained. We wouldn't expect you to do this for free, Luke told
It's the same guy.
It's the woman who wrote the book.
The lady was real sick.
But
You wouldn't
So-
expect my mumps, bums, and lumps to just reappear like this.
so I've had 20 hours of Justin in my head. If you want to know where I'm at this
I love
week.
that for you.
Yeah.
The website that I used to get the Steve Harvey AI voice, they took down all the voices that sound like real people.
Oh no!
I guess because of some of the frauds I committed.
There's been a lot of frauds.
We were getting complaints from Buca de Beppos.
Yes.
What if it got back to Steve? He was like, I did not try to take my cousin. No damn Buca de
I only
Beppo.
have 3 credit cards.
Three.
I have 3 credit cards.
But maybe we can split the bill. Jackie,
Daniel.
Stephen Breyer is a forgotten figure of history, but what
Good
is never
riddance.
going to be forgotten is the Supreme Court itself. And that is why, on this very special on-video edition of the Happy Birthday podcast, I'm going to do A new segment called Judge Dan's Courtroom.
Okay.
I will be judge, jury, and execution. We are going to relitigate
Nice.
some of the controversies that have plagued us interpersonally and judicially for the
Oh.
past, God knows how long, probably 1776.
Cool.
And
What am I playing in the courtroom?
you will be defendant
House
and
music.
bailiff.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not Jester?
We'll see how this goes. You might don the jester's robe.
All right.
I was
Courtroom
imagining
jester.
wrote Josh Lima for county jester. Anyway.
The court jester. That's what they were for back in the olden days in
Court
England.
cases can get a little dry. You need
Yes,
someone to
they'd
come in,
send
jingle
a
their head
gentleman in
around. Jingle their head around.
Dynamite.
First, okay, wait. I don't have a costume for. I have a different shirt I can put on for a judge.
We can do a filter.
Okay, judge filter. All right, all rise.
All out of frame. Genital shot.
Stay risen. Brush off your pants. Stay risen.
It's rising more and more.
Yeah, come on. I'm gonna get hard up here.
You may sit.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome to Judge Dan's courthouse.
Thank you, Judge Dad.
I have a lot. Let me look. I have a lot of
Don't
things on
open
the
that.
docket today.
What is that, a tablet?
Hey, I say the same
Oh,
thing.
that's
when,
a docket.
I say the same thing when people touch my laptop.
Don't open
No.
that. Okay.
We have three major cases on. We have three big cases that are going to influence the future of this country.
Okay.
The first case, Jacqueline Lambert versus Joshua Paul Limata.
Finally.
In the case of the pizza sub from Togo's.
Okay, let's
Aha.
get into it.
Okay.
This has been spoken of before on the podcast, but we will relitigate and I will make my ruling. I would like the gentleman to speak first because this is a court of law.
Thank you, Dan.
Judge Dan.
Thank you, Your Honor. And if I could approach the bench,
Okay.
I'd like the plaintiff to be excused from the courtroom today.
No, not so fast. The defendant does not get to say things like that. You have to sit down and you have to rise again.
All right.
Rise.
Yeah. Make
Stay
him rise.
risen. I
Keep him
think
up.
I am, actually. And you may sit.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, then this guy comes in.
You swear to tell the whole truth.
Oh, yeah.
Love you, man.
All right, so...
What
basic-
year did this take place, baby?
I don't know. I mean,
Long
if you're,
time ago.
You're going to ask me specific details.
Don't give the judge no crap.
I don't think...
Rough estimate, please. 2009, I'll
12?
say.
2012?
Okay, fine.
I was thinking 13, but yeah.
Yeah.
More recent than I thought.
It's close. Still
No, it was
hurts.
2012.
Let's
I'm
hear this.
certain.
Let's hear the story. Let's hear the story. Stop answering
Actually,
my
I
question
don't
and
know
tell the
this. Jackie
story.
remembered the story. I forgot it. So she's going to have to tell the story.
You are dismissed.
Thank you.
Will the plaintiff please approach me?
Here I am.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, now different guy comes in.
You swear to tell the whole truth, but the truth, help God.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Try off my hand a little bit. Can you please tell
No,
the court?
don't give him the laptop.
You can't touch that.
It stinks.
You can tell
It's
the court
stink-proof.
what happened at the Togo's submarine sandwich shop between you and Joshua Paul, the criminal.
Yes, the criminal said, I don't care, just give me whatever. And
Well, wait, you were getting something and you were getting something for him too.
I went to Togo's. I got us both a
Shout out, we're
very
sponsored by Togo's.
expensive, probably $8-9 a piece submarine sandwich.
Pretty
Wow.
cheap for the price of a sandwich.
I was trying to
Premium
think
sandwich.
of what he would like because he said no, just whatever, and I was like, okay, well, like I love a pizza sub. I didn't get one that day. I got the 16 with extra pickles. He said, give me whatever. I got him a pizza sub. I come back to the Merlot Mansion, which was the residence
It's a house.
where the criminal was residing. And I said, here you go. And he opens it up and he said, oh, wait, is this yours? And I was like, no, that's the one I got for
I
you.
would like judge's interjection.
Let me finish.
Judge's interjection. The way you went, oh, that sounds just like him.
Yeah. And he was like, are you serious? You got me a pizza sub? And I was like, you said get whatever. And he was like, literally anything else would have been fine. I fucking hate pizza subs. And I was like, that information would have been useful about 45 minutes ago. And you said literally anything is fine. I'll eat anything.
I didn't have that on my 2013 bingo card.
Bingo.
Ignorance is not an excuse, but I will say in my defense, I did not know that they had a pizza sub on the menu.
You ate a lot of pizza, if I may judge. He ate a lot of pizza.
Oh,
at
yes,
this
you may
time.
speak, woman.
Yeah, he made a lot of pizzas. He ate a lot of pizzas. Quite frankly, I'd never seen this man eat a sub in my life. So,
Well, in that time of seeing me eat pizza, Jacqueline,
yeah.
did you happen to notice the toppings on the pizza?
Pepperoni, sausage, sauce,
Ooh,
cheese.
Interesting.
Green,
May I ask-
So
green
what'd you
onion,
say-
May I,
green pepper.
excuse me!
Order.
Order in my court, please.
I would. I will not. I know what you won't be
Decorum.
ordering.
The
Etc.
defendant
Let's do it.
speaking.
Well, I'm
Silence.
going to do decorum. I'm going to do decorum.
Okay.
If you never saw this man eat a sub sandwich, why did you offer to get him something from a place he probably doesn't like?
Because he was said to get him something and
I
he
do
was
like it.
hungry.
Okay.
I do
Go
actually.
ahead.
The
Now
more
you can scream again.
He was like, my family ate Togos for 30 years
We're
every
Togo's
night
family.
for dinner.
We're Togo's family.
Yeah. So.
Anyways,
And in all that time, he had the opportunity to develop his opinion about said pizza sub.
It's a
and
large
he didn't.
menu, and you can only try so many things
There's
there.
16 items.
no, there are like 45. There's 2 pages to that.
There are
menu.
less now, but there used to be 72 to 76 sandwiches.
And you, yeah.
I would
anyways.
like that fact checked.
I remember.
We're not gonna
I
fact
remember
check it.
a key detail of the story. I was.
Oh, suddenly.
I was in a hurry. I remember that. I was very busy, and Jackie caught me and said, "Hey, I'm going to Togo's. You want anything?" And I said, "Yeah, just give me whatever."
You caught him?
That's not what happened. We were hanging out. We both had the day off.
I must have been busy.
No one was doing anything.
People can be busy with things that aren't
It was
work.
summer- Summertime,
What
and
I
we
want
were-
there is a very specific thing, but
Oh,
I
it's summer,
didn't
you're not
want to
busy in
tell you
summer.
because it's too much shit to remember.
So
I didn't wanna
instead, I
burden you
wasted
with
my
that.
money. You didn't eat the food, and we're still here in court,
I would like
legally
to-
discussing the issue.
Judge, I would like to take a step back.
Oh,
You know what he eats?
The man
he gets
can
a
step-
freaking torpedo with double meat. I bet.
No.
you cannot bet in my
don't know
courtroom.
what he gets.
But you know what? You
What?
win that bet.
Yeah.
You notice the toppings that I eat on pizza. Those are not the toppings of a pizza sub.
Excuse the
Did you
criminal.
ever-
The criminal silence for 5 seconds.
It's pepperoni.
Do you watch what he eats on pizza toppings?
I honestly don't.
I didn't think so.
Well, you just said
may
all of
speak,
the ones
criminal.
that I eat when I asked.
Yeah, well, that's what's on the pizza
That's
sub,
suspicious.
so.
No, it
It's
was
also mushrooms.
It's
You
also
freaked out
mushrooms
about
and
the
green-
mushrooms.
It's mushrooms and green onions,
Which
and
is
or
good.
green peppers. And if it weren't for the green peppers, honestly, it's probably a
You
really
can't
good sub.
have a sausage pizza without green peppers.
Objection. Wrong.
It's
Green
right.
And last night you ordered. Wait, you didn't order that pizza. Never mind.
No, but last night I did have a pizza, and guess what it was? It was a cheeseburger pizza.
That's out of order.
It was
Strike
weird.
that from
the
the
meat
record.
was weird. I
Strike
could've
that from the
been
record. That's gross and
monkey,
weird. I've made
could've
my
been
ruling.
guy.
She's in contempt.
I am contemptuous.
And you're holding me
I
in
will-
contempt as well, I
Yes,
feel
I'm
like.
holding a lot of contempt within
Yeah,
myself.
you're holding. You need to let go of that.
I do.
Yeah. I've made my ruling. Rise.
No.
Well, you
Rise,
lose
woman.
automatically.
I
then.
can't.
Well, you lose
You're
I'm
automatically. then.
disabled. My foot's asleep.
Oh, okay. Sit down. I will rise on her
I'm
behalf.
unable.
I've made my ruling. Tell me I can sit.
You can sit. Please, for God's sake, sit.
As a rule of society and between the two of you, two best friends from childhood.
Harvey.
From the moment you've known each other, you've known each other. I will say that no man should ever say, just get me whatever
Thank
from
you.
anywhere. Even
Thank
if you
you,
don't
Judge.
really care, you should offer some sort of thing like, like a ham and cheese or turkey so people have a rough ballpark of what you might want.
I was only 20 years old.
He was just a kid. I get it. But what do you get at Togo's?
I'm issuing my decision.
Oh.
You were in the wrong. You get a penalty. And you, my friend the woman, also get a penalty because even when somebody says, just get me anything, you should be extra conservative in what you order for them and not a crazy new sandwich like a pizza sub that had never been seen in Marquette, Michigan before that time. It's an
Objection.
experimental sandwich. You should not have ordered that.
I
You're
win.
both wrong. This case is closed. We have 2 more on the docket. Can
What
I
do you
see-
get at Togo's? Double meat something.
Yeah, cheesesteak, extra cheese, extra steak, hot
Yeah.
peppers, yellow mustard.
We'll
white
post this
bread.
clip. We will tag Togo's, and if Togo's Instagram doesn't
Don't.
share it
That's
back,
too much
I'm
Let's
meat,
not.
dude. That's too much beef in your body.
We should leave Togo's alone.
gonna kill him. I have to look at my docket.
Please don't
Hold on,
touch
Judge
that.
is actually a little thirsty. It's a prop, Jackie.
It's my really old computer.
I
that-
took improv
you gotta
classes
be
before
gentle
I got
with
kicked
it.
out of my improv class. Day one, they said first rule of improv: use some props.
I got to produce real quick.
Okay. Well, I'm
Well,
gonna wait for him to come
props
back because the second case
to
actually
you.
concerns only you and
Oh.
crimes that he did.
The islands of Hawaii, blessed with natural beauty and rich in the heritage of its people. Holiday Travel announces their fabulous 11-day tour of the Hawaiian Islands from Marquette on February 16th. See the Arizona Memorial and the National Cemetery of the Pacific, Volcanoes National Park, bask on the golden sand of Waikiki, and much more. See for yourself how distinct and unique Hawaii really is. Bursting with pleasure and excitement, Hawaii can be yours for only $2,339 per person. Our tour includes round-trip airfare from Marquette, first-class accommodations, complete sightseeing, Hawaiian luau's, all taxes, transfers, and baggage handling. For complete details, call Holiday Travel at 1-800-562-9767, WLUC at 1-800-562-9776, or stop in at one of the Holiday Travel offices in Marquette, Escanaba, Ishpeming, or Munising. Don't delay. Join me on this fabulous Hawaiian vacation.
I'm entering my judge's password.
420,
Defendant, you may relax.
Thank you.
Actually, you're going to be bailiff in this case as well.
Hell yeah.
So do that.
I am bailiffing you. You're getting bailiffed.
Thank you. The criminal in this case, the defendant, Joshua Paul Limata. I have a statement. You may not, unless you think of something really funny, you may not defend yourself.
Okay. That's fair.
This is the people versus Joshua Paul Limata. As early as episode 1 of the Happy Birthday podcast, Porcelain Patisserie, and as recently as episode 86, Hats Off, you, Professor Joshua Paul Limata, have consistently and maliciously spread a particular piece of misinformation over the airwaves of this podcast. And that is that the screwball comedy team, the Marx Brothers, Groucho, Harpo, Chico, and yes, Zeppo, appeared in silent films. It is true that in 1921, during the silent era, the Marx Brothers made the leap from stage to screen in a short silent comedy entitled Humor Risk. However, the film is now lost and was in fact never even released at the time. Any scholar of the golden age of comedy will tell you that these four clown princes made their proper silver screen debut in the 1929 Paramount feature film The Coconuts. While 1929 may have been the final year of silent releases from major Hollywood studios, talkies were already in production, and this first Marx Brothers film and all subsequent ones were full talking pictures. Excuse me, I get choked up. It might seem reasonable to believe that the defendant was simply making an honest mistake. Mr. Limata
Go on.
Mr. Limata considers himself
Mr. Limata is my father. Okay.
the criminal
Can we get this on the,
Limata considers
on the screen?
himself
Full notes.
Mr. Limata considers himself a bit of a cinephile, no pun intended. But the silent comedy era is a major blind spot in his self-professed knowledge. Just yesterday, in a private conversation in the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store parking lot, he confided in me that he is mostly unfamiliar with the works of the silent screen's most famous comedian, Sir Charlie Chaplin. But there is no doubt that when it comes to the Marx Brothers silent film misinformation, Professor Paul is knowingly acting in bad faith. I have made repeated efforts to correct him, and he is aware that if he wished to educate himself further in early 20th century comedy, there are any number of books, websites, and internet message boards I could recommend to him. Joshua Paul Limata's statements in regard to the Marx Brothers filmography are slanderous, and, if transcriptions of the podcast were ever to be published, libelous. I am hereby issuing an injunction against you, compelling you to keep the Marx Brothers name out your fucking mouth for 99 and 1/2 days.
Damn.
At the end of that period, you must at the very least read their Wikipedia article down to the filmography section. Case dismissed, and you are...
No, case re-entered.
Straight to jail.
Case re-entered, and if I may, Judge, I'd like to litigate.
You can't.
Let's hear the man speak. Bailiff, let's hear the man speak.
Fine.
He's a beautiful man.
It's all right.
The dialogue in these films, was it recorded on set?
I believe it was. You think it's all ADR? Is that what you think?
Attention deficit.
You think they're running mics on set in the 20s?
I do. I actually do think that they did do that.
I don't think they did that.
It was not all dubbed in later.
I think it was.
Not at that point.
Hey Siri,
They were
did
doing
they
that up-
run mics on set in the 20s?
They were doing that up to like the 70s.
Not all the dialogue.
I know, but like massive swaths of it.
Yeah, they did.
What? What did it? You
Oh, are you
just
gonna-
said yes, they did,
Yeah,
and
they
then you
did.
put your phone down.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna
Thank
argue
you,
that it might
bailiff.
I asked Siri. She said yeah.
Judge, was the optical soundtrack printed on the film for that first one, or was it sound on disc? You can make that argument too.
I think
Still
that all of the
Sod.
audio recording in those films was ADR, and therefore I am correct.
Well, the judge has reemerged from his chambers to say,
Don't go in there for about 45.
don't
Also,
nobody go in there for about 40, 45 minutes.
If you watch those movies with the sound on or off, they make the same amount of sense.
If you turn them off, it's any movies could be a silent movie if you watch on mute. How Dan does for girl movies.
Yeah.
For Hunger Games.
Anna Mariska Hargitay
Is Hunger Games a silent film?
No.
If you watch it on
Silent
mute.
films are produced without any synchronized soundtrack and are not intended to be watched with them.
That's not true.
With who?
With you.
No, because
With
They-
Josh, because he
with
would
they,
never watch a
thems.
silent film with me.
even the 1800s silent films that came out still had soundtracks that like I don't know how they did it if they had like a record, but it was like consistent. It was the same. It wasn't
No.
really. So every silent film house just got to choose.
You would just have live music.
Really,
Someone would a live accompaniment.
like one of those things where like the plates smash and the big horn you pull on.
I think a lot of theaters would just have someone playing a regular piano if it was like a smaller theater. But
Interesting.
yeah, so it would just be kind of.
I assumed that it was on a disc.
Like in the mid 20s that started happening.
Yeah.
But and that's kind of like the transition into.
Here,
We could do a film history thing, but
yeah, you got to keep that up.
okay, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, all right. Case number 3. Wait, bailiff, show me my docket. Wake up, bailiff. I hate a lazy bailiff. I didn't read that long enough. Oh, are you holding me in contempt,
Yeah,
bailiff?
docket's gone.
You
I
docket.
I flushed the
you
docket.
docker. You brought her. Finally, the case again. Defendant. No. Plaintiff and criminal.
Moi?
Jacqueline Simone Lamberger.
I'm complaining. I'm against myself.
And the defendant, Joshua Paul Limata, in the third and final case of Judge Dan's Supreme Court bloopers.
Bullshit.
Court bloopers.
Is this night court?
It's fixing to be. What time is it?
It's pretty late.
Yeah. Okay, case number 3.
Okay.
This took place outside of my jurisdiction. This took place in Ishpeming, Michigan.
Uh-oh. Oh, I know what this is.
In your very home, criminal
Yeah.
Jacqueline Lambert.
I'll tell you right now, he's guilty.
Let's hear from the man about the doorknob.
It's the whole door.
Jackie invited me over. I tried to get into the house. The door was locked, and then she flipped out about some thing. Started screaming and hooting and hollering. And I was like, I literally just tried to open the door.
Is that the end of your statement?
I jiggled the handle as anyone would if the door was locked, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been open because you were expecting company, me.
Have you stated your case?
Yep, and no response.
The criminal Jackie, please say your side of what happened at your home
My
that
house is
horrible day.
400 years old,
That's no
including
excuse.
the door. So
Having an ignorant house is no
the knob does not fully latch the door. It has a deadbolt. So anytime anyone enters, you have to undo the deadbolt from inside. Producer Paul comes over. He says, "Let me in!" He's shaking the door. He's shaking the door. He's shaking the door. He's jiggling, jostling things loose. I can't get the door to shut the next time I go to shut the door. It won't close. Then I slam it. Now it won't open. Here's where the problem lies. To get
Yes,
out
Your Honor.
my back door, you have to go through the garage, as you know, right? I
Yes.
couldn't do that because it was just about 9 feet of snow between my house and the end of the garage. So I was unable to leave the front door and unable to access the alley.
Would it be fair to say that 9 feet is even taller than the tallest man? who's
very
ever
tall,
lived?
taller than most
No,
men.
Big Louis Moylan was taller than that.
I had to put on snow
He wouldn't have
pants,
a problem.
climb through my own backyard to access the alley so that I could get picked up by my friend. And I got so much snow in my snow pants and boots. And then a man had to come to my house and cut my door open, and it cost me $75.
Here are several problems with your story. A. It is not the defendant's.
He shook something loose.
I'm about to shake something loose if you don't silence in my courtroom. You can also speak freely.
No.
It is not his fault that this happened in the winter. You should not. If this was going to be a problem for you to go in your yard to go through the garage, you should not receive guests in the
It
winter.
was not a problem. It was not a problem to exit or enter the front door.
Look me in the eye and say that.
It was not a problem to exit or enter the front door until you
I
massively
wasn't going
shook
to
it.
say this,
Violently, I would say.
but I will say to add a judge's personal touch.
I know
I
you've
think-
been in my door. I know it's funky.
It's a shit door.
I think she just admitted guilt right there.
That is it.
That was a
You
moment.
perjured
We just
yourself.
blew the lid
You
off this
perjured
case.
yourself.
You
Don't
said
It's
even
that.
try
currently
to say
funky
that.
because 14 years ago, producer Paul shook the
You
life
have
out
not
of it.
lived in that house that long.
Feels like
And
it. Some
Objection.
days-
Hyperbole.
Sometimes it feels like 14 years have gone by since that door got shook to death.
What do you
But you know what? You want to know something?
yes.
Just a little sidebar, which is a legal term. I kept the number of the locksmith who came. He showed up with a bunch of keys. None of them worked.
Hilarious.
Very funny.
I
Big-
don't understand how that could possibly.
Because 100,000 years ago when they made these doors, there's like 2-3 keys available. Now you got all kinds of keys.
No, just that's
So,
no way that's true.
None of the keys worked, so he had to cut it out. Anyway,
if
there
you
was
called a locksmith
silence in the
and he
court.
tried a
actually, I'm
series
sorry.
of
I'm sorry.
keys,
Yeah. Judge says stop for a second.
it makes sense to try keys before you go to the next step. He had a little lock picking thing that didn't work either. It was violently
I
shook.
demand a Freedom of Information Act.
Let me tell
do you
you.
still have
There
the
are
Do
so
you
many
still have the
different
locksmith's phone number?
Not only did I still have his phone number, he is my neighbor, and I was able to rescue another stranded soul who needed help opening a stuck lock. I said, I got this guy's card. I sent him the
Do
card.
not try to make yourself sound like the.
He came down, he
God's
opened
gift
up
to
that.
people
It was
with
actually the
fake
safe
locked.
at work. The batteries died in the lock mechanism. So the safe was just shut with all this
That
money.
is
All the
not.
deposits were
That
there.
is not under the purview of
He
this
comes
court.
out, he gets it open, no
he
problem.
tried a bunch of car keys in there. He's got the fobs. Like
He did. He took a credit card. He just swiped it. Game right open.
Your Honor, criminal Jackie.
Yeah. So I'd say
asinine
locksmith. He just.
I'd
shows
say
up some
somebody
rocks
owes
that he
me
throws at the
$75. That's what I'd
No.
say. I'd say somebody
Oh,
owes me $75.
criminal Jackie.
listen, let me just
No.
say something here.
All right. He's taking.
If you Venmo me $75, I'll be.
Judge
I'll
can't
never
get a word
speak
in,
of it
so I
again.
guess I'll just sit back and let you talk.
Thank you. Correct.
Thank you. Correct.
What I would say is, Jackie, follow me on a hypothetical journey here.
No.
Well, you have to because we're in court.
You do.
I invite you over.
Okay. If you invited me over and I couldn't get in your front door,
That's
I'd
not
call
what I'm
you.
saying. Let me just
Let
finish
him
what
go
I'm
on
saying.
because then I have a hypothetical.
If I
thing.
invite
Door's
you
stuck.
over,
You open the door because the door's stuck.
Let my son. Let my friend.
if I
speak.
invite you over,
He's
and
not my friend. I'm an impartial judge.
Listen, please listen. If I invite you
Okay.
over, and there's 2 chairs in my living room, and one of them is made of wood and is very sturdy, And the other one, the supports are made of cardboard. And I say,
Okay.
Jackie, here, have a seat in this chair.
Yeah.
And you sit in it, and
Mm-hmm.
it fucking explodes. I'm not going to be like, you owe me a chair. That's a joke chair.
One, it's not a joke door. It's an old door that has been generations of use until you touched it.
This is
didn't work.
illegal. This
it
is-
wasn't
Hundreds
working.
This
of
is
men
I have
open
to
that
make-
door.
I have to.
Hundreds of men have unlocked and opened my front door.
Felt good to be the last one to close it.
Yeah.
Do you even know the names of all these men? Shameful.
There's
I
a
will
couple
say
I don't remember.
that this
if I'm
is
being
a legal term that I must enter into the record.
Mm-hmm.
That perhaps it's not a joke door, but with that door, you have got to be kidding. Second,
Fuck off.
here's a new hypothetical journey. Which will you go with on the journey with the judge?
As long as it ends in the Patreon money coming back to my account so I can buy a new front door.
No, it's going to my Domino's from last night.
Yeah, it went to Hudson's. You weren't there.
We had no problem getting in their door. They welcomed us. They rolled out the red carpet. They rolled out the dark carpet. Jackie,
Yeah.
if I may permit to ask you, are you a married woman?
Yes.
Nice.
You
Yes.
love your husband.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, he's sweet.
Sweet baby boy.
He likes to take the baths.
He's a Tubman.
I know him. Do I know him?
You know.
Okay. Say it was your husband who arrived home, thought the door was unlocked, tried to open it, jiggled the knob, and damaged it. Would you hold him in the same contempt in which you hold this
Oh, yeah,
poor
she
man?
would.
I need
with
you to
mental
understand
illness?
what
Yes,
he
she
did to the
would.
door. He didn't jiggle the handle.
This is in confidence.
He shook the door until something
I've honestly thought this is hyperbole.
loosened and jammed itself into the lock, and it was permanently locked.
I was using the door
He
the
shook
way
it.
you're supposed
He
to.
shook it in a way that no one has shook it in 200 years since this door was made.
Did he try knocking?
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
I knocked.
I heard shake, 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 shake,
Did he,
shake,
did
shake,
he
shake, shake,
text?
shake,
This was
shake.
in the cell phone era?
This was recently.
This is when I started to panic
Did he-
because you
did he
you were
text here?
expecting me.
Did
and
he text, I'm outside?
No, he just showed up and started shaking
pounding,
the door.
I'm pounding on the door, screaming, Jackie, Jackie, Jackie. And then I'm starting to think, oh my God, is she fucking dead or dying or choking in there?
Okay,
So I'm trying to jostle
this
the
is
handle
new
to get in the
information
door.
that was not disclosed to the court before
You
proceedings,
did
and it
not say
cannot
this
be
in
entered
Discovery.
in.
I did not discover this.
Yeah, this is fucked up.
But
And
it's
I was
also-
alive and
it's
well.
also true, though.
Well, guess
And-
what? Bombshell.
No bombshell.
Bombshell.
It's a bombshell moment.
Had my husband damaged the door, he would have paid for it. But because
it's
my
not his
cousin
house.
damaged the
Yeah.
door, I paid for it.
It's not his house.
It's not my
It's
house.
not his door to break. I understand when you bring a man to your house here, there's a certain level of risk involved, okay? It's like stocks, it's like bonds. It's like you bring a man over, he might break your door. I get it.
If you had a weak
Might break your heart.
floorboard
but
and I
no
busted
one
through
has
that,
ever done this before. In the 200 years, 400 years that this door has been alive,
you don't know that. I bet it happens all the time.
Agreed.
it would have not been able to happen again. This is a one and done thing.
If you called
because
the
there's
oldest-
a lock
Objection,
in the
speculation.
door,
Yep,
but he
speculation.
it shook so much that it
And
entered into the door jam
I
and
object
could
to your
never come
speculation,
back
and
out.
I issue my own speculation that if you were to invite the oldest locksmith in Ishpeming, maybe 90, 95-year-old guy to come, and he came to your door, he'd go, oh, yep, I know this old door.
It's fucking-
I've been here.
I
this-
know
It's a lie.
Yeah, I
It's
know it well
perjury.
enough. I know the door well enough so that I'm going to try 17 random keys.
He took a sawzall. It took 5 blades to get me out of my house.
I had to have a man cut a hole in my bedroom wall to fix my shower. You don't see me crying about it.
If producer
Actually,
Paul
I
came
didn't.
over to your house, kicked a hole in your wall, and said, "This wall's made of cardboard or something," would you make him pay for it?
If the wall was made of cardboard,
You don't kick a man's wall. You don't shake a woman's door. You don't kick a man's wall.
You don't ask a woman how to shake her door. You don't ask a hold on a second. I would think when we talk about the most of the damages here
Yes.
are emotional,
Emotional.
rather than financial.
Yes.
You say it costs $75.
Yes.
Okay. I offer $1.
Declined.
No, listen.
I won't
your
even.
mic's
I
off.
won't even entertain this offer.
Okay, I just came up with this, so it's just like the end of the thing. So just let me do it.
Okay.
And this is you can see this $1 signed by Steve Mnuchin.
What the hell?
Is that not? Is that or is that not Stephen Mnuchin's printed signature?
Is he the treasurer?
Oh wow.
He was.
I didn't know that was on there. That's funny.
Cool. Is he bad?
No, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's fighting for the right stuff.
Me good guy or you good guy?
And I hold this under
okay,
the.
so he's a bad
One of
guy.
my guys.
Hold this under here. This is not counterfeit. I offer $1 towards the repayment and $1 towards Joshua, the defendant's emotional strife.
Thank you.
But because you'll be splitting it, I will be tearing the dollar in half.
You can't do that. It's
You
a
can't
federal
do that.
crime.
You can't do
Oh,
that?
he's a judge. He
Oh,
can. No, judges rules. Give me $50. Rip the
was-
dollar in half.
Who was the first person to say don't do it?
Paul?
What?
He wins the dollar.
Because of the baby in the Bible thing.
Yep. If
That were my son, I would not have let you cut him in half. It's true.
Okay. And Judge Daniel's
And-
courtroom. I'm out of here.
I would like $75, please.
Wow.
Just about
Case
to finish.
dismissed.
Yep. So
So yeah,
pretty much nothing else to say here.
pretty much nothing else
My
to
name
say
is Judge
here.
Dan, and I will see you in the next podcast
Happy
segment.
birthday, Justice.
Ease into the windup. There's the pitch. It's out of here. It's a grand slam. It's the grand opening of the clubhouse at Getz's. Just look at this lineup. It's heavy hitters and slam dunks. Check them out. It's everything for the true sports fan. Score big during the clubhouse grand opening only at Getz's on Front Street in downtown Marquette.
TV6 and Upper Michigan are getting ready for Leisure Time Expo 91. And if you're marketing leisure time activities, here's a great opportunity to meet a whole new group of customers. Over 10,000 people turned out for last year's expo, and they want to talk to you. Be a part of this year's Leisure Time Expo 91, coming September 14th and 15th. If you'd like to be an exhibitor, just call TV6 at 475-4161 or 1-800-562-9776.